Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing mass DM PPV. I've never really seen anyone on YouTube go over this before, so I wanted to give like an in-depth briefing of what we actually do with mass DMs and why you can be missing out on like thousands and thousands of dollars just by not doing mass DM properly within OnlyFans, mass DM PPV, or also giving an option for a PPV. So you want to take into account the lazy buyers essentially, and I'm going to tell you how we do that specifically. This is just a short strategy breakdown, but I'll go at it in depth. So number one is why PPV matters. It reduces unnecessary chat. So every chat that comes through, they don't always want to be like have their report built. They don't want to tell you where they're from. They don't want to tell you how the day is going. They've probably got something psychologically wrong with them where they just don't want to talk. They just want to fondle with themselves or whatever they want to do. And these are fine. These people, I've got big spenders with my models that don't want to talk. They just literally want stuff sent and they will buy it. So not everyone, like you get taught that a chatting style, there's one chatting style is to build rapport. Not all the time. You can try and build rapport, but if they're giving you a negative vibe, just PPVs normally do these ones well. A lot of them will blank, and then what they'll do is just buy something when you send it them. So yeah, some people don't want unnecessary chat. It gives passive buyers an instant purchase option. So sometimes people are just scrolling through. They might go on there one time and say, oh, this video tickles my fancy, I'm going to buy it. It matches different spending behaviours. So if someone's spending a lot all the time, and then if people aren't spending anything, it can just basically meet them in the middle of the people. You know, if you haven't made a sale in a while, then sometimes they're like, oh, actually, that seems really interesting. The next one is increases revenue without pressure or spam. Sometimes it will go weeks, and then you'll just have a notification that someone's brought 5 PPVs, and you're like, what, where's that come from? There's no pressure or spam. It's the best way to do it. PPV should feel optional, simple, and natural, not forced. Yeah, self-explanatory. So number 2, this is what we do. So there's 2 different types of ways we target these lazy buyers or people who just, I don't know, feeling a little bit horny in the moment and don't want to talk. The first thing we do is at the top of the feed, the OnlyFans feed, we blur a video. So it could be like a girl on girl video. We'll turn the volume all the way up and then blur the actual screen. And then we'll put a message above it saying, message me saucy, message me the word saucy, and I will sell you this within the messages, this video. Say it's an extra special video or whatever. We normally pin it to the top of the profile. This basically, all the passive buyers, they will just come on, subscribe, see that, and then be like, oh, okay, I want to buy that, no problem. Sale made straight away, $50, $60, $70, depending on whatever you're selling it for. It has to be a blurred image or blurred video. You don't want to give too much away at all, but then you want to give a tiny bit away so they can see what's going on. Often with light, we do a noise overlay. We turn the noise up actually, so when these men go on it, they'll hear a lot of moaning. It's basically a curiosity based caption. You can make your own one up. They're quite simple to come up with. What it does, it converts quiet and non-chat users, lets new subs buy instantly, filters out time wasters. So you get a combination of, it converts people who don't want to chat and also new subs that can buy instantly. So they'll come on, they'll be like, oh my God. Because what it does, these men go on there and they look at it and it makes them horny because they can hear the sound. So it's really simple. It's such a great technique to get people to buy. The next one is mass PPV DM. So you've got low and medium spenders. So we have low, medium, high spenders, right? Some people break into 7 categories: low, and then low to medium, then medium, medium to high, high, really high. We just go low, medium, high spenders. So your low and your medium spenders, right? We're sending PPVs to these like 1 or 2 PPVs per week, and these are quite generic. They're not individualized because these people might be ghosting. They're not regular spenders anyway, but sometimes they will, when they get paid at the end of the month, come back and buy a few PPVs. These are inactive, silent users, anyone like that. You know, you're not going to be talking to a low spender, are you, all day, every day, but you'll send him a few PPVs weekly and he might open them. So that's always a good way to trigger someone, and a lot of them, it does trigger a conversation. So they'll buy a mass PPV and then they'll start talking, and we'll upsell to them that way. So it's always good to do 1 or 2 per week, because you can be leaving a lot of money on the table. I remember first doing it, I actually didn't touch mass when I first started. I'd done probably like 6 months without doing any mass PPVs, and then funny enough, years ago, a friend said to me, "Why don't you send out mass DMs?" And I was always against it, but then actually, if you do it in a strategical way, you can make a lot of money. So when I did that, I made like $5,000 in one day just from sending out mass PPVs, and it was literally the low and medium spenders, and they just basically tapped into buying this mass PPV because they hadn't received one before from this model. It was just all through chatting, and really it will really help sales. If you do, there's a fine line between doing it too much, because that would just kill off sales. No one would want to talk to you. You just seem like a spam account. But then there is like an element where if you do it 1 or 2 times, that, you know, it can reactivate cold users, let the offer do the work, avoid chasing conversations. It's really simple, really simple. Then what we do with high value spenders, they're handled differently. 1 PPV max per week, sometimes once every 2 weeks. This is for the reason of you have a really good personal connection with these people. You're building a lot of rapport. You've got a really close bond. If they feel like you're just like sending them a message saying, "Oh yeah, buy this," and it's a generic caption, they're not going to feel very like special. And also, they're going to be spending a lot higher than the low and medium spenders. So what you want to do is have a price for the low spenders, price for medium, and then price for high. So your high spenders, you can sell it for like $100, whereas your low spenders, you can sell it for like $7 or $8. Sales are sales, in my opinion. Like, you want to be making as many sales as possible, and these people aren't going to be fucking talking about you. They're not going to be friends, you know what I mean? So always make sure they're separately handled with. You want to make it more personal though. If you're doing a 1 PPV per week, you want to make it more personal, context based, connect to previous chats. Maybe make a video that you've said that you're going to be making for a while. Don't make it feel lazy. Don't make it, it can damage perceived value and break the emotional connection between you two. You can potentially be losing out on thousands. So what you want to do is tier based PPV prices. Like I've said, low spenders low, medium spenders have a balanced standard pricing, high spenders premium personalised pricing. Simple. If they've got the money, they're going to spend it. High spenders have more money to spend. So the pricing reflects on the relationship level, previous spending, emotional value. We do run the feed PPV and the chat PPV. The feed PPV is just for people that you get them come through the door, they message you, it's no effort. And chat PPV, we're always doing, we're always reviewing. It's one of them things, you don't just standardly do it on specific days because it would just look obvious. Like, you've got to make it, you've got to separate maybe a Monday and a Thursday, then the week after do it on a Friday and a Saturday. Just mix it up so it doesn't become stagnant and they think, oh, it's just so robotic, and then they'll be like, oh, there's an agency involved. It converts passive buyers, activates personal buyers. We also use keywords triggered to avoid conversation. Yep, so I've gone over all this. The core principles are of this though. Different segments need different strategies. Even your models, you know, if she's trans, she's going to have a different strategy to a male. A male's going to have a different strategy to a female. Your messages are going to be more personalised. If your girl is more cheeky and naughty, to if she's shy and, you know, she does, because some girls go down the route of, I'm really shy, you know, I'm going to charge like really premium pricing on my stuff and I won't show fingering unless you spend big money. These are the ones, right, where you've got to angle it different. It's individualised to your model. I'm not here to say as a whole, I'm here to be honest to you and say it's dependent on your model. It really will maximise revenue. You'll get like an extra couple $1,000 depending on the size of your page. If you've got a big page, you can make thousands and thousands of extra dollars every week just from this. It protects relationships, reduces burnout, and keeps the buy-in natural. If you keep it natural, these men aren't stupid. The more natural you keep it, the better you'll end up. But yeah, this is a full breakdown. I will drop my Telegram. Drop me a message if you want access to my free Discord channel where I have all my SOPs. Everything is broken down and it's all for free. So peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.